Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Do we
10.
appreciate?
Let's see that notification that we're live.
Hi, motherfuckers.
Get live. I should go
I'm
on
actually
the
not
live.
on. I'm actually not on my phone, which is preoccupying, to say the least. Aha! Alright, now we are.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we're live.
Okay. Grigori, hit us up with that summary of last session.
All right, so we started off this session in front of the Sunstress house yet again. Only this time, one person had a little bit more knowledge than the rest. Robin, being that person, decided to pull Silera aside and give her a little bit extra information about what's going to happen in the near future, and to understand that the butler is in fact an assassin. Upon entering the house, Silera was able to go talk to her father and her mother while we were locked in I guess a side room, and eventually we just ended up getting out and going to the kitchen where we got caught by the butler as Silera was coming out of her dad's room. She accompanied us into the kitchen for a bit where we baked goods and discussed some things. Also, Erica almost used Detect Evil right in the assassin's face. We proceeded to continue baking, and Sarah went up to go talk to her mother. After talking to her mother, she went into a side office to help organize her is the cover she used, but she was in fact trying to read the letters about the targets of the assassination, which were her and her parents. Um, Upon leaving there, she met back up with us. We all moved into the northern room so that Reginald could prepare dinner. Upon being in the room, he ended up sneaking back up and likely listening in on our plans on how we were going to surprise him and kind of get a drop on him. We didn't know how much he heard or what exactly he heard, so we just continued planning. He brought us drinks, which we immediately dumped out a window. Um, and then we continued planning. And once he came back in to check on us, is when he attacked. Upon revealing himself as an assassin, two large chitinous creatures were spawned in, praying mantis like. Um, and we had to deal with that. And Grigori went down almost immediately to a double crit from the head assassin. A couple rounds later, they realized that there were, or like, I think a round later, they realized there were other invisible creatures in the room with them. Um, Thankfully, with the Erica saved Grigori from actually dying and bleeding out, and Sigus was immediately grappled by the praying mantises, and unfortunately, the fight devolved from there. Um, Thankfully, Robin and Erica were able to dish out quite a bit of damage. Sigus, unfortunately, was inconvenienced by being grappled most of that time. Thankfully, the summons were had ran out, and they were able to then focus on the main guy and the assassins, taking all of them out. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that about sums it up. Go ahead and roll 4 fate die for your summary. And we'll pick right up where we last left off. I just need to open up the map for the Sunstress mention. Actually, let's just move everyone to...
Oh, cool. The lowercase f works now.
Yeah, it's always worked.
Oh, shit. I thought it
At
had to
least
be uppercase.
for as long as I remember. Alright.
Okay.
So,
I'm just having a stroke.
Yeah, it was.
last time, where we left off, you guys had just finished off the last of the assassins. Erica, you're still enlarged and sort of cramped in this room, your shoulder almost touching the ceiling as you're sort of half crouched to fit in here. And as you guys are sort of looking around, half expecting maybe a little bit more combat to occur or something else to jump on you, you feel that sort of eerie quiet overtaking the mansion, and you can tell that there's no one else. Maybe there's a little bit of a creak coming from above, but aside from that, there's that perfect quiet calmness. And then you also hear a little bit of a bells ringing in the distance that you might have missed while you were sort of in the midst of combat.
Like a tower bell or like a dinner bell?
Alarm.
A tower bell in the distance.
Okay.
Like constantly ringing, or
right now it's ringing. It's been, as far as you can tell, ringing for like a couple seconds so far. And as you guys are sort of maybe a little bit distracted by the sound, you look at the window. As you look back around the room, you see the bodies of the assassins. At least the one that had its mask sort of peeled back, the head of the assassins here. Their flesh is starting to sizzle and boil and turn to dust as it peels away from their skeletons. And quickly enough, you see the bones themselves start to turn black. And as this is happening, you still hear the bells. Doom, 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 doom. Almost as
make
if
some sort of check to know what that means.
Anyone who's lived in a city, which is everyone, even including Grigori, because in the town that he lived, this system was already in place. It's very common for the constant bell ringing to be a call for an emergency. Usually it's a call for militiamen, but sometimes it's a large fire or similar kind of massive event.
If Stigus sticks his head out the window, can he see any indication, like smoke or people running around or whatnot?
Yeah. So the sound is coming from the east, so opposite on the room. And once again, you can't stick your head fully out because the windows are sort of tapered, are sort of a cone-shaped opening in the upper area, upper portion of the walls. But you can sort of squeeze your face into that cone and look out the window. Very quickly, before we forget, 3v1. You sort of squeeze your face into that cone and you can see out the window. Give me a perception check, because you're pretty far from...
Sure. My sheet's just opening up, unfortunately.
Do you want us all to give perception checks?
No, just Sigus, as
he's the one looking out the window.
Yeah, he's standing over here and looking out the window.
In the meantime, Erica's running around and going to start wanding people.
Yeah,
I think
so
56, I think, roughly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got fucked.
yeah, he's at like almost dead. He's like Grigori's sort of like probably leaning against the couch, or maybe again putting some weight on his bastard sword against the ground.
Perception.
He's got his chest. His armor is pretty tattered in a cross shape across his chest.
Yeah, 54 is the exact number I'm down.
All right, I'm just gonna roll like 21 charges and see how far that gets you up, and then roll that over to other people.
Before you go ahead and do that, roll like 3 of them, because things are still happening.
No, for sure.
So go ahead and roll those 3. Meanwhile, I'll continue describing what Sigus is seeing. Sigus, as you sort of press your face against that window, you see the little bit of a garden. There's a tree blocking most of the view, but past that tree, you can see to the north, so to your right, there's an opening. There's the roads, the open gardens of other mansions, and then you can see the river, the Jagara River, that sort of spans at its widest. It's it is at its widest where you're seeing it, and you can see there are the masts and fully deployed sails of multiple ships as they're starting to move across the river. And beyond that, you see trails, columns of smoke, black smoke, rising from central Corvosa.
Okay.
And
Got
you can
ya.
hear the... It's probably coming from the coastline on this end of the bank and of the Jagara River. So this bank of the Jagara River, the eastern
Okay.
bank.
Something got burnt down on the side that we're quarantined in.
No, it looks like the columns are coming from central
On the other
Corvosa,
side.
so the other side.
Oh, okay. So it's just, but it's the same dock area. It's just the other side of the river.
I'll move you
Kinda?
to. Hang on. I'll move you to the Corvosan map so that you have a better idea of what I'm talking
Sorry, I might have just confused myself.
Real quick, is there if I also hit myself with 3-1 charges?
about. Yeah. You should heal for 18. Gregory from Erica's healing.
Yep. Oh well, I also have a
And
1, so I
3
was
of
gonna
them.
hit
Oh, yeah.
myself with
Go ahead. And I'll
Nice.
go over that. So
13.
this map is to scale. So keep in mind that the Jagara River spans close to.
It's a big river.
Yeah, it's at its widest where you guys are at. As you can see, it is a very wide river, and you can see ships are sort of going north, and there's quite a few of them. Like it looks like a proper army is being mobilized, and the pillars of smoke that you see are probably coming from Midland, but at that point it's so far away that it's hard to tell where anything is at a distance, right? There's multiple pillars of smoke, period.
Mhm.
I'll move you. Well, we can stay on this map for now.
Would we be able to tell if Gregory were to, now that he's at least a little bit better, would he be able to tell what kind of smoke it is? Whether it's like
Sure. So let's go back to what's happening with Grigori and
Okay.
the rest of the party then. Grigori, as Erica and yourself, you sort of infuse yourself with a shock of positive energy from the wands. Your wounds start to close up, and you continue to see like the bodies of the assassins are very quickly decaying and turning into like this blackish, almost like salt, not quite sand. This crystalline dust on the ground.
Is it because they assaulted us?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for the terrible pun.
You're welcome. I'll see myself out.
However, their equipment is also sort of undergoing a change. You see the crimson red armor suddenly bend and soften and become the type of leather armor that you would see on a brigand. Pieces of fur attached to the shoulder piece, several sets of belts spanning across the chest. The masks sort of also bend and become soft and pliable, turning into hats or hoods that are attached to those armors. The only thing that remains, as they were, are the sawtooth sabers. God, that is just always a tongue twister.
Wait, so does
Robin's
that mean
taking a sawtooth saber from the
lost
head
the mask?
honcho. I'd just like to point that out.
No, they just turned to different items.
They almost become hidden. They camouflage themselves as mundane looking items, but to the eyes of Sigus, who still had detect magic on, you would still see all the bling on the room. Grigori, as you sort of perhaps are pointing it out to Sigus and you switch places with him, as you guys are exchanging information, go ahead and give me a perception check to see what you can see.
All right.
Well, this would explain why no one has ever killed one of these guys if they disguise themselves upon death.
You saw sawtooth sabers by the seashore. No, God, I hate that.
If you had a lisp, that would just destroy you.
Yep. So, as I get distracted by the tongue twister, Grigori, as you click the what are they called? Eagle eagle glasses? No. Goggles of the eagle? What are they
Eyes of
called?
the
Goggles
eagle?
of- Eyes of the eagle? Yeah,
Eyes of the eagle. As you click the goggles, which are the eyes of the eagle, into place, and you zoom in, you can tell a little bit more than Sigus, but not that much. You can tell it's not just that there's an armada of ships crossing the river. It looks like there's some kind of blockage going on. It seems like all the ships are trying to leave at the same time, and they're getting blockaded in. And as you're focusing more on the other shore of the river, you can tell like it's not just Midland that has pillars of smoke. More and more are appearing as time goes on, and you can see it's all over Corvosa.
Gotcha. Would I be able to identify this smoke, whether it's like signal smoke or like actual house fire smoke, or?
Black or white?
It looks. Give me a survival check.
Yeah.
Enhance. Zoom in.
Yeah.
It's not easy to identify it from here, and given that you have no other clue to guide you by, it's iffy, but it's your best guess, I would say. It's probably house fires or like miscellaneous burning stuff. It looks like a mixture of smokes are going up. Some
So
of the
between
pillars,
harmless and harmful, it's a harmful type of smoke.
definitely harmful type of smoke. It's
Okay.
it's not like, oh, they're burning birch tree leaves and it looks like
Yeah.
white
It's
smoke.
not like a
No, no, no.
bonfire or anything like that.
No,
It's like,
no, it looks like a
shit's going
fire.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Guru will turn to the rest of the party. And looks like it seems that either something is under attack or people are rioting because of the disease, which is possible.
Well,
Oh fuck. Okay.
if everyone's okay, I need to go upstairs and check on my parents.
Probably.
Well,
a
Well,
good
I'll
idea.
be right behind you as soon as I can get out of this door.
All right,
You
so
can
let's
squeeze
go.
through it, no problem.
Let's
The
go.
ceiling's plenty high.
I just have to, yeah. You guys go first. I'll squeeze.
All right.
Sigus. Oh, I was standing on
Erica.
top
I
of one
can
of them.
also dispel that if you would like.
Yes, that would be most helpful.
If I can dispel it.
Oh, actually,
you keep going. I'll figure it.
I'm pretty sure you can
Rory's
dismiss
gonna
it.
quick grab everything, just like stuff it into his bag. Hold on.
Mhm.
Sure.
Since their bodies are decaying, it shouldn't be too hard to get the armor and stuff off
No,
of them.
it's like you pick up the armor and you see the salty remains sort of trails out of the armor. You can shake it a little bit and you see the last bits of that dust settle on the ground.
Gotcha. I'm gonna take a bit of one of my vials and just collect a bit of the salt
All right.
and seal it up and put it in my bag as well.
All right.
Nice.
Note down that you have a vial of red mantis assassin dust? Question mark.
Red mantis scoop.
Mantis dust? Question mark.
Question.
If it's
Cool.
sorry, if it's duration has a D in
It's
brackets,
that can be
means
dismissed.
Yeah, so I can dismiss that if you would like. I will dismiss it.
Yes,
So
and
you're
thank you,
normal sized.
please.
Yeah, so as you dismiss it, Erica, you're probably like halfway trying to squeeze past the door, and you start to lose much of your volume until you become normal human sized and you can walk past Sigus. So Lara, you work your way up the stairs, and you find yourself across the hall from Anais. And I'll focus on this end of the map for now. Sorry to the others who were in the other end.
It's all right.
I think we were all running upstairs after her.
Yeah. In that case, I'll set everyone in a line. And...
Except for me. I'm staying downstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
Too.
You bastard! Now I need to.
I mean, you can put us on that map as well, and just put us at the bottom of the stairs.
You
Oh,
can
that's
just
fine.
kick him out of the campaign easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on.
please.
Kick.
I mean, that's the
How
whole
dare
reason
you.
that we want to be at the bottom of the stairs so we can see what's happening up top as well.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I'll move you.
I'm gonna relay.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, I'm in the wrong layer. There you go. Zoop, and I'll move you guys.
Erica's
to...
following Silera to protect.
Alright. So, Salera, as I was saying, you find yourself across the hallway from your mother, who looks a little bit concerned. Is like, Reginald. Darling. Sunshine. Where's Reginald? I've been calling for him.
I'm gonna go ahead and take out my rapier and just have it with me just in case like I need it. And I'm gonna say,
What?
Mother, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I was worried because Reginald was supposed to bring your father some water, but where is he?
Robin's also standing like behind Silera in the doorway.
I was gonna say, and Erica's got her sword and shield out still.
Yeah, and
Like-
she sort of looks at you, Erica, and Robin. Actually, she also like for a
Also,
moment
they're
like
covered in blood.
yeah,
Yeah, I
she
was gonna
focuses
say-
again on Celera. It's like, what's going on? Where's your dress bloody, Celera? Wait, where's? Are we under attack?
You were.
Mother, what do you know about
Not anymore.
those papers in your office?
It's just empty threats. I assumed it was some of your father's competitors trying to intimidate us now that he's unwell.
Probably my dad.
Well,
Robin's like muttering this all under his breath, like
Erica will just
not
kind of
empty
lean
threat.
out, lean up, and
definitely
be
your
like,
dad.
"Be quiet."
Saying.
It was
You're right,
a serious attack, or serious threat, I mean, and it looks like Reginald was one of the people that were trying to attack us. And
The real Reginald may still be around somewhere.
yeah, that
So,
is to be
as
seen.
as you guys have been talking, like your mother is quite moving as fast as her dress will permit. And she's like hurriedly going over to you, Soler, and as she gets close to you, she sort of puts a hand on your shoulder and makes sure that you don't have any wounds, which
She does.
Which you do, and she's like, you can tell, like, you're talking, she's trying to pay attention, she's not paying attention. Like, she's focused on your wounds. It's like,
No.
oh, okay. Sorry, right, Reginald might still be around then. Okay, where's the
Sarah,
kids?
what's your
Eric.
mother's name?
Anais.
Anise. Sorry, I can heal
Anais.
her. I can heal her. Just give me a moment. And while
Please.
Erica is doing that, she'll blast off a couple cures and then just give a quick scan around with detect evil down both ends of the hallways, and she'll say, "I'm just checking to make sure there are no more of them."
Robin will do the same thing.
Sorry, I'm laughing at my own joke.
So stupid.
Anna is okay.
Anais.
That's fair.
Yep. Sam I am. Anais.
I'm sorry, I have
There.
the giggles now that
Take,
made me
take,
giggly.
take 24 hit points, Silera.
Right, so Erica, as you once again put the one onto Silera's back, and that sort of golden energy starts to flow over Silera's body, it quickly goes into the stab wounds that she received on her belly and her back. And Anais sort of takes a step back and is like, okay, okay, thank you very much. Okay, sorry, please, let's go back. What were you saying about Reginald being still around? Something about
It's not necessarily likely, but one of the assassins was impersonating him.
I think.
Oh,
Well, definitely, someone dressed as Reginald with his face attempted to murder us. So
um, yeah. Like you can tell she's trying to understand what the fuck you're talking about. She's not an adventurer. She's very confused by
can we
what the
make
fuck
some
is
sort
going
of
on.
diplomacy check to like?
You
Just-
are
Uh,
under attack.
You
The
all,
people that were attacking you are now no longer moving.
Okay, I understand that. What happened to Reginald then? Not the
Not
the
clean.
assassin Reginald. Reginald.
Oh, the assassin Reginald, he's no longer breathing. I
We
made sure
don't
of
The
that.
know
actual
what
Reginald,
happened to
I
the actual one.
don't know.
Yeah, unlikely he was a sleeper agent for 40 years working for your family. So I fear the worst for actual Reginald.
Do you have servants' quarters? Perhaps we can check in there.
Yes. You can only access them from the other end of the house. You'll
I
have
take
to
it
go.
you haven't been there in some time.
Oh no, I don't usually go there, unless I'm looking out to help with clothing or sewing or something. But since the quarantine began, I haven't gone back over there. No one's there.
Did we get any pings from the detective when we did the swings?
I don't believe so.
No. There's nothing pings up on your detective. However, as all of this is happening, Grigori and Sigus, the two of you, will see a raven arrive through the front windows of the house. Sort of lands in the window, crouches and walks into the house, and then flies over towards the center of the house where the water feature is. And
Would I
begins
be
to-
able to bring it to me and have it land on my arm?
Yeah, you can sort of gesture with your arm, and the raven flies over to your arm and lands. It's very obvious that it has a little message strapped to their leg with a purple bow, like a lace bow, a tiny one.
I'll go ahead and take the message, offer it a ration or a piece of ration, I guess technically, because I don't think it'd be an
Yeah.
entire ration. So that it has.
It pecks on some of the bread and starts to munch on it.
Then I'll hand the message to Sigus. And I'm not sure if you would like to read it or if you'd like to just give it to the songstresses. Just in case it may. I'm not sure if
By
you
the
can
way.
detect any kind of magic.
You're muted.
What? How am I?
Sigus
what?
is.
No.
Oh, Sigus is muted.
Shake-
Okay.
shake
Oh,
it.
I was hard
Sorry.
muted.
I
Sorry.
I was like,
I
what?
was muted. I was like, what?
No, I'm gonna check. Is there any symbols or like indications on it?
Like a red
it's-
hand.
The purple ribbon, probably.
There's no particular indication. However, give me
I
an
just got
intelligence.
attacked.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me an intelligence check because you are a little
Okay.
bit jostled still from the fight.
I'm like, I just got tried murdered in their house. Okay, I feel okay with opening their mail.
It's like there's no way you can tell where this message came from without opening it.
Gaia, I'm gonna open it.
Sure. As you unravel it, I guess, you see a rather elegant, what would it call it? The whip is super annoying.
Script?
I need to mute the tab. Hang on, give me 1 sec. Oh, there we go. No, the handwriting is very elegant, but it is very clearly rushed. Oh, it's pinging on the other freaking. There you go. The handwriting is. You guys are just chatting on Roll20, so on my end it's just like whip, 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 whip. Because I forgot to mute it on the stream version. Give me 1 second, guys. There you go. Disable the whoops and disable the boops. There we
Wait, you don't want to hear boops?
Whoop.
go. No, because I can see it. I don't need to hear the boops.
I'm just
But the
gonna start
boops.
doing it. Boop.
Whoop!
God.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Dinner's here. Bang
There we
bong.
go. Right, so yes, as you unravel the message, you can see that it's a very elegant handwriting, but it has been rushed. It simply says, things are going south. I have the boat ready. Come meet me north of the gate.
No signature.
No signature.
No time for signature.
Okay.
Got some more assassins.
I'm
Out of
gonna
character.
call up to Silera and Erica. And be like,
Quick
and
question,
Robin.
Sigus. Sorry, quick question,
Yeah.
Sigus. Where are you keeping your familiar?
my familiar is currently in my jacket. I am trying to find a satchel soon,
Okay,
but
so
he kind of just chills.
all right. So yeah, you call out to Robin and Celera, and Anais sort of stops what she was talking about, and also looks down towards you.
Yeah. He was gonna hold it. He's like, "Did any of you guys have a plan to meet at a boat?
Um,
Assassins getaway
Otherwise,
plan.
this will be for the people who are supposed to murder us, and I think we should go get some answers."
I would like to make sure they don't come for anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the Red Mantis assassins, if they fail, do they send more people, or have they just considered, oh, we failed? So
my
that's it?
understanding is they don't fail. That's
I mean,
the rumors I've heard anyway.
well, they just did. So
But I think the reason they don't fail, quote unquote, is the effect we saw, where they become their bodies change to look like regular brigands. So who knows?
or maybe they get reincarnated into somebody else and don't stop.
That's also
Yeah.
possible, but I would still like to have a talk with these mantises.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck. Pardon my language, but you know, we're having a day.
So, are we gonna? What do we want to do? Do we want to go try
we
and
have
grab
to go
these people?
now.
Yeah.
Have you told us that the city's on fire?
I think Gregorian Sigus
Yeah.
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So city's on fire.
I
This meetup spot has just been proposed. I don't.
Been a coup.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
It is possible that the fires are just a distraction to keep the guards away from that, but I doubt it.
But also, there's all that congestion in the river. Like,
Yeah.
how are people gonna get out?
If they created a distraction at the docks towards the seaside, they could be going upriver.
Mm,
The Jagari is deep, if I understand correctly, and they just have to get out of town. Silera, Aeneas, do you
and
Anais? I cannot do names.
yes.
Your husband and yourself, and Solera, I don't know if you want to stay with your parents or come with us, but if we're gonna act, we need to do it now. They'll get away on the ship.
Well, if something were to be happening, I believe Mail had preparations with Sir Frank to get us out of town. I'll go check with him.
Oh yeah. Is it Sigiskin is like? Is this his writing? I don't know.
Give me a linguistics check.
Okay. I was more asking them, but I would also
let me
like
see
to.
that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Skills.
I wanna see
Sig.
Sigas first, since he proposed the idea.
You get a
Sigas.
30.
Oh,
God
Yeah.
damn.
Sigas, you recall because you were in his office. This is his handwriting. It looks rushed, but it is his handwriting.
I figured it
Amazing.
would be.
Guys, everyone knows he has his favorite purple pen.
That does
No, it
explain
is
the
black
purple
ink.
ribbon.
That's dope.
Cool. So this is actually Frank.
Canon.
then.
Okay.
Okay.
In that
So
case,
that changes everything.
yes. In that case, I'm gonna go get mail. Sunshine, come with me. Your father will need some help getting up.
Erica, you can carry him.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Aeneas, Aeneas.
Yeah, you guys should go too.
Let me carry
Just say
him.
Lady Songstress. It's way easier for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
La-
sorry.
lady-
I named them very French, so I apologize.
Lady Sunstress, allow me to carry your husband. I am completely immune to diseases, magical and otherwise, and this way you and your daughter will be safe.
Okay, but be very careful. He's very weak right now. I wouldn't want him to come to any harm. Please.
How do I go about carrying someone safely?
Princess Carrie,
Princess
probably.
Carrie,
Yeah.
essentially.
Mhm.
Or piggyback. I think
Or
piggyback would work.
Piggyback, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if he's strong enough to do piggyback. Though.
Well, you're
Yeah.
holding him up. He just has
Yeah.
to drape his arms over your shoulders.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably would be
Take one
easier,
move action a turn. That's it.
Okay.
especially to
Let's
get
do
down the
that.
stairs.
Yeah.
Piggyback would be easier.
Right.
But you should join me to tell him what's happening.
Yes,
Yes.
let me talk to him first. And she's gonna head into the room and sort of gesture for the two of you to hold off. And Celera, she sort of looks at you and she's about to stop you, but she sort of gestures for you to come with. And you see your father in his bed, in their bed. And then he sort of walks around the bed and comes to his side. Darling, things are getting troublesome in the city. It looks like we're gonna have to make an egress. How are you holding up? You can hear your father sort of. He looks like he's doubtful about what he's about to say. He looks at you, Celera. Takes a deep breath, gives everyone a nod, and starts to push himself to sit up in the bed, and sort of gestures
Whoa. Father, we have help. It's okay.
All right, I'll need some help. Come on.
That
Erica?
would be me.
Yep.
Please, sir. Would you prefer me to hold you in front, or would you prefer to be held on my back?
He sort of, for a second, you see like the smallest glimpse of a smirk on his face, and he sort of gestures for you to turn around and sort of. I'm too old to be taken princess style.
Fair enough. And you don't need to worry about me with the sickness. I'm not going to catch it.
Thank the gods.
All right, let's get out of here.
Oh, wait. Love, get the bags. Yes, right, of course. And you see Anna's sort of heading into the side room and takes out a set of keys from her satchel and walks into the other room. And she goes to Celera, you can see this. She goes to the bottom of a one of the sort of what are they called? They're not bookcases. God damn it. Shelves. Like there's sets of shelving, wardrobe type of thing. She goes to the bottom of it, and she removes a fake bottom from it. And from inside, she takes out a large sort of duffel bag, a leather duffel
Money.
bag, and she sort of hoists it up, puts it over her shoulders, gets up, puts the lid back on, and starts to walk out with you. Now, I will ask, in general, is there anything you guys would like to do inside of the house as you're heading out?
While they were doing that, I
Yes.
wanted Grigori to have Sigus bring the lord of the house some water, and I was going to go and check the servants' quarters quickly to see if just a real quick sweep to see if I could find a body of the butler.
IKEA really want to go around and burgle.
No.
Why?
Yeah, like I
Tyler
think
is
it's
tough anyways.
like that's the thing. Are we planning on leaving or
Well,
we're
like-
leaving.
Yes.
Yeah.
if Frank's taking them, they're going to be gone for at least a little bit until the city calms down.
Yeah.
yeah, they should definitely go. Like I don't know if we should go back and check the house or anyways, but let's
Our,
just
our only reason to be here is them, and there's
Yeah.
assassins after them here. I think
That's
we got
fair.
a boogie.
Oh,
Yeah.
also there's no light on the map.
That might be
There
because Erica
should
had
be.
it.
No,
I mean,
It's
I
just
can-
daylight.
there's a
I can
bunch.
literally see everything.
There's a bunch of light on this map. Hang on.
I literally can't see half of this room.
I threw glitter dust at you just to spite you.
No, Robin,
Glitter
in,
dust,
in
bitch.
that room, there is no light because it is
Oh.
now nightfall. And that room is
Oh, okay.
normally naturally illuminated.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Got
me, I can literally see everything.
Yeah,
no
which is
walls or
weird because if I do the test on your token, I can only
Mhm.
see the place that you're only supposed to be seeing,
Okay.
which is
Yeah, like seeing
What?
like I see Annie's in the closet
yeah.
in that room. I see
Ah.
Erica moving up and down and inside Lara Square.
Right. So again,
Erica's running around the room.
Yeah. So, Erica, you have Silara's father, Mael, on your back. He's sort of very, very weakly, sort of hugging you over your shoulders.
Plus one old rich dude. Got it.
Yeah. He's not even that old. He's like early 50s. And he's just sort of already out into the hallway, and Silara, I don't know what exactly it is that you're doing.
Following my mother.
All right, then I'll ask. In general, is there anything you would like to do as you are leaving the house? Grigori, I think you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying I was gonna go. I was gonna tell Sigus to get some water for the Lord because that's what he had requested. So, and I'm sure because he's super sick, water would be good before we hustle through town. And then I was gonna go check the servants' quarters quickly, just do a quick sweep and see if I can find a body.
All right, yeah. So
Nothing intrusive. I'm not like gonna like open chests or anything like that. Just like a pretty quick glance, in the room under beds, and then head back up.
all right, yeah. So you make your way to the main sort of. I think last session I messed up and put you guys in the kitchen. That is not the kitchen. You'll see why in a moment. Grigori, you sort of move back and around. You should be able to see yourself right now.
Yeah.
With a little bit of direction from the Lord and Lady of the house, as they told you, the only way to access it is from the east wing. You sort of walk around and go back into the almost stretched your token into 50 wide.
Oh jeez.
You walk your way back into the kitchen. The real kitchen, not the fake kitchen that we were using last time.
It's number 9, right?
Yeah,
That's the
number 9
kitchen?
is the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then up the stairs and all the way back to 14, which is the servants' quarter
Gotcha.
area where they have their clothes being cleaned and whatnot. And then back around, do a big loop.
To 15. Yeah.
Yeah, all the way up to 15. As you go about opening each of the doors into the servants' quarters, you find them not just empty, they've been cleaned. Like, very thoroughly cleaned. to the point where the sheets on the beds have been removed, and the pillows are the only thing that remain on top of the bed.
Well, that's what happened to the staff.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that I know, at least I can. I'm not gonna try to bring them with me. Unfortunately, we don't have time for that to lay their bodies to rest or anything. But
Well, I don't think we have bodies.
There are
well,
no
yeah,
bodies.
yeah, they're probably like yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I head back down and say that. Yeah, it's likely that they were going to
I
wipe
guess
everything.
Sweeney totted.
Likely the way that Robin said that everybody was going to be. All right, yeah. So I head back and let everybody know that.
All right. You
It's
head
empty.
all the way back around and through the
Uh.
maze that is a mansion to catch up with the rest of the party. At which point,
Probably all by the front door at that time.
yeah, at that point you guys are by the front door. Robin, are you staying behind or are you going with the rest of the group?
I'm going with everybody.
Okay. I'll move you here, and then I'll move everyone
I just can't
to...
see, so
You
I
can't
can
see
see on Discord.
clearly now.
should be
his
able to
vision
see.
Is gone.
it's dark here. I can't see anything here.
Yeah, because you guys are indoors, nighttime. There's only torches in so many
Light
places.
this way.
Yeah. So you guys are heading out, is the idea.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Be like, quick, do you have any spell books we need to bring?
No.
It's
But
worth
yeah.
a shot.
Yeah, so you guys are heading out, and once you're in the streets, you do see like you are not the only ones who have come out to the streets hearing the bells in the distance. There are several other nobles surrounded by their guardsmen, getting horses ready and carts ready, and it looks like some kind of movement is going on. And now that you're outside and looking towards the west, with a little bit more of an open view, and now that it's like the sun is ever deeper into its sunset, you can see very clearly the glow coming from the city itself. That is, in several places, aflame.
You want me to go check that out really quick?
That's
Like-
several miles away, Robin. I think we need to get to Frank's ship.
Yeah.
I mean,
where is?
Is Frank's ship on the west dock?
I think he'd probably be coming towards us. Where's
Well,
where's
here
your card?
I'm gonna
We
pull
can
out his
find it.
card.
Say that-
Sure.
His business
Um,
card. Track him down specifically.
So Sig, as you're pulling out the invitation card.
Yes.
Yeah, so you flip it again, and it says Thieves Camp, third row, which refers to the dock's third row.
Yeah.
All right, we're going north.
Yep.
So
north.
yeah, we're gonna go north, which is also good because it's away from the bank's house.
Yeah, it is.
Where is
grab-
the Banks house on the map?
I just know it's
Uh,
in
Horses and
between
headmen.
us and the high bridge where we crossed.
Yeah.
So
It's just due north from the little house, which is G12.
It's in the next block there.
So
Kinda.
it's this?
No,
No,
no, he's saying
No,
it's just
that's
it's not
a
marked.
temple.
right there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's less a mansion and more like a complex of
Mhm.
buildings, because it's just like
Okay.
almost an entire block taken up by the.
Gotcha.
Sigus is gonna send Murdoch ahead and tell him to fly to the gate and see if they're letting people through or not, and then come back and report to me as we are moving towards there.
Okay, got it. Oh, hello, Uncle Thug. Bye, Uncle Thug. As it takes off and flies north. Gregor, what the fuck are you doing with the other raven on your arm?
I mean,
It's his pet now.
I mean, if he's just gonna chill, like I'll probably put him up on my shoulder so I don't have to like carry him on my arm like that,
Yeah,
and I'll just keep.
it
Doesn't
hops
bother
up,
me.
hops onto your shoulder and looks pretty chill.
Surprise Raven.
Surprise raven.
Also, it's on my left shoulder. I don't want him to get in the way while I'm shooting my bow. If I have to.
True.
All
Just
right.
for the rest of the campaign, Grigori just has a raven on his shoulder.
Just chilling there.
When he's sleeping, it's like on his pillow.
All right. Yeah. So as you guys are heading north. Wait, no. How are
we're
you
grabbing
moving?
the-
Are you walking? Are you grabbing
gra-
the horses?
Horses, I would
Horses.
assume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Horses.
All right. Yeah. So you head back into
Fuck
the
this slow travel.
Yeah.
I'm
as
not leaving my horse behind.
you guys
Yeah,
very
Pashka is
quick.
gold.
Yeah. You guys very quickly head around the back into the gardens. You call for your horses and you see them tied up, but still pretty rested.
I was gonna be so pissed if you killed the horses.
No. But as you guys are sort of fetching your horses, go ahead and give me perception checks.
Why you make me roll the skill I so bad at?
It's all right.
It's okay, we got it.
I'm still under.
We all got it.
Silera?
It's fine.
Okay, Gregorian
With
Robin.
the 31, I'd just like to point
Yikes,
that out.
Yeah. So Robin,
Wow.
Robin and Grigori, the two of you notice as you are getting your, actually, well, Robin, you're sort of looking around because you don't have a horse. The two of you notice that several parts of the garden look a little bit off. You didn't notice at first because it looked a little bit missing some care. It looks like the dirt in some parts has been like damaged, like something fell here. Salera, you know this garden, and there are some areas that should never be touched. In particular, your mother's flower garden has been upturned, and you know that she would never allow that. It looks like it's been raised a little bit.
Detect evil.
Found the bodies. Found the bodies.
You don't detect evil.
All right, as long as there aren't ghouls hiding under the ground, because we all know that happens in Warframe, so I'm just letting you know. Could happen here too. Alright.
I'm
That'd be
gonna.
some cheap ghoul bullshit.
Yeah, I'd probably point it out to the Lord and Lady.
It matters not. It's strange, yes, but let's just get on the horses and go. Don't have time for this.
I'm in
Robin's
agreement
like,
with the
"Okay."
lady.
Catch up, and Robin's gonna start running.
And I'm just gonna say to my mother, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Sunshine. And
So who's doubling up where on which horses?
there was one
well-
extra horse, just an FYI. You guys,
Oh.
I did mention it
Erica's
last time.
riding double with the
Lord.
what's Lord.
All right. Grigori, you have Pashka. Lady Anais is riding her own horse. I think everyone has a horse then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
all
We're on
right.
a horse.
Everyone except for Robin.
Everyone except Rowan.
Everyone except
Yep.
Rowan, who runs as fast as a horse, which is terrifying.
Almost
So,
as fast as a horse.
Almost.
Mhm.
He's 10 feet slower. technically.
Enough that it's still like, that's weird.
yeah,
Oh.
the problem is that if the horses run, they run faster than you by an
Oh, yeah.
extra
Yeah, if they
multiplier.
use specifically if they run, yeah,
Run,
they're
yeah.
I'm in the distance.
But you
But
guys,
there are lots of turns and traffic, so
yeah. So as you guys are heading out and around the bend, slowing down so that Robin can keep up with you guys on foot.
Also, I'd offer that Robin can ride with me.
Yeah,
well,
I was about to
there's,
say like
there's traffic, right? Like there are people in the streets.
there are-
They're
there
probably
is-
not going.
there's not much
Yeah.
traffic. Like here and there, you're seeing
Let's just book
nobles coming out to the streets and forming like it's not every single noble house that is coming out. It's like here and there somebody's coming out, getting the carriages ready. You guys are sort of booking it with just one bag that you got. Everyone else is sort of like packing for some long kind of road.
Robin, I think you should take Grigori's offer. We would probably want to get out of here quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely be
I mean, yeah, you don't even have to ask. Like if there's a spot, then Robin can just hop up, no problem.
So as you guys are sort of moving along, Grigori, you sort of pull Robin onto the back of Pashka, and you guys can, with that, move a little bit faster so that the horses are pushing themselves a little bit. And you cut through the side streets and onto the main road that cuts vertically across each east shore and goes towards the thieves' camp. And once again, like there is one other carriage on the road heading north, actually coming from the north, heading south. That you're sort of coming across as you on your journey, and you sort of sidestep it, dashing across by it. It's hard to tell who's inside of that carriage. And as you're sort of traveling, Sigis, you first feel it, and then you see Murdoch sort of flying and make a U-turn to land on your shoulder. It says, doors are pretty much empty. There's no one, not even guards.
Okay,
Good.
so we can get through.
It's closed, but probably can open it.
Hmm.
If it works
Right.
like
It's a
the,
big
if
door,
it works
right?
like the city gates in Magnamar, I can probably get them open.
Yeah, or if there's no one there, we could probably go use magic to get around it. But good to know. Thanks, Murdoch.
Murdoch nods and starts to sort of wiggle its way down and into your jacket, so that its head
Yeah.
is sort of poking out through your collar.
That's an adorable burb. I would just like to say that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All burbs are adorable. Come on.
Except for when they're pooping
Except-
everywhere. Then they're
And
less
baby
adorable.
parrots are ugly as fuck.
Those are not burbs, though. Those are pieces of shit.
They're
Right. Oh my god. Right. So you guys are still heading north, and sure enough, just like Murdoch said, as you're getting closer and closer to the gates, you see that there is no one at gates. The gates are closed. You see the massive iron portcullis, and you don't see any guards around. However, you do see off in the distance in the thieves' camp, on the other side of the iron portcullis, there seems to be some kind of large battle taking place. And it's quite rowdy, and you can see several fires spreading through the area.
He had to pick
the
the
thieves
thieves'
finally
camp.
decided
He
to do
had to
something.
pick the thieves' camp. Couldn't just come to the regular ass docks.
Right. So how many horses do we have? We've got
5?
Ashka,
5.
Shadowmare, Sourdough, Anais's horse, and
fish.
And fish. 5.
5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I could only get 3 over the wall. So
Here.
we're gonna have to figure it out a different way.
Can
Yeah, we-
can Erica use her profession guard to run in and open the portcullis? I mean, I'm assuming it's just a crankshaft.
Yeah, you're gonna need another 4 people to help you out with that, because this is a main gate to a city. Portcullises are not meant to be operated by one person.
Can we loop a rope to the horses and have
No.
think
like
it's
a
too
couple
far.
of them pull?
No, there's no way. You need to turn it to turn a
It's up
wheel.
in the gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I mean, Grigori and Robin probably will. I mean, Grigori will immediately hop off of his horse to
Yep.
help.
So you can hop off and try and help. Probably.
all right. Silera, you might want to hide somewhere with your parents while we're getting this open.
Okay.
You keep your parents
Will
safe.
do.
All right. So just
Low
an
key, we
FYI,
should have brought Silera instead of Sigus, but
I mean,
Yeah,
most
for
likely.
sure. Actually, that's
Especially
fair.
since he has the muleback hordes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I
again,
don't.
I just
Actually,
No.
actually,
Sorry,
Erica
sorry.
has. Wait, does Erica have mulebacks? No, she doesn't. Sorry.
No, I think.
right?
Didn't Stylera take them?
That's why I said Silera
Yeah.
has them.
Yeah.
That's why I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
yeah, technically it'd be better because Silera has them. So technically, like, I
I
mean, it
can
doesn't
defend the
actually help,
parents. But Anyways,
yeah,
it's all good.
I don't know. This is a
Don't-
tough call, you guys.
they might not listen to me. Oh, yeah. That's fair.
So how are
Alright,
you?
let's go.
So how is this happening? Because in order to operate the levers, obviously you need to get off your horses because you need to sort of crank that wheel.
Yeah.
Crank that soldier boy.
All right. So who's operating? There's 2 wheels, one on either side, operating essentially a double pulley mechanism.
Mhm.
so
I mean, I'll operate with Sigus.
And
Alright.
Erica will go with Grigori, I guess.
All right, then.
Stiggis will be like, also, Grigori, you might not want to be touching Erica. Just,
Oh,
still,
yes, that's a good point. I will
just in case.
probably need to do some cleansing.
I didn't plan on touching her, but all right.
All right.
Character, I'm very touchable.
Grigori is not.
We're just
a-
we're opening a gate. I don't understand why I would have to touch her.
Decide amongst yourselves who's gonna be the main force on the wheel and who's gonna be the support.
What's your strength, Grigori?
Not as high as yours. I'm pretty confident. Hold on, let me. 16.
Okay, I got a 19.
So I'll support you.
Can we take 10?
No. Well, yes. It's gonna take a fucking long time to open portcullises if you take 10.
Better off probably to just keep rolling.
So
Just
we
keep
all roll
rolling.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna need everyone to roll strength. So it's gonna be Erica and Robin doing.
Fucking hell, Sigus.
Oh my god.
Glad
Right.
I
So
can get a 10.
Wow.
right. So on the Erica side, you guys are sort of cranking, and then you feel that the wheel sort of it just stops. There's no way you can put any more force into it. You can feel the mechanism straining, and as you look over, you see Robin sort of clack, clack, clack gets 3-4 points in, and as he needs to sort of let go to move back further down the wheel to sort of grab the next set, you see Sega sort of beginning to slide as he's trying to pull and stop the wheel from.
Grigori, go with them. I'll hold this side.
I think it may be better if I actually just help Robin and Sigus helps you.
That would
Yeah.
also work.
I'm just gonna cast enlarge person on Erica, and then assume
Do it
that
on
that will
yourself,
be more
dumbass.
effective
No,
than me.
Yeah.
Do it on
I was gonna say,
yourself and
Erica's
just
got
pull the
this
lever
with the
without
enlarged person.
rolling.
Actually,
I'd still be
will-
at a -1.
No,
I will
you're,
say-
you're large.
Wait,
You
wait,
just
guys.
do it.
Hold on.
I will say before you keep going, a larger creature could operate this on its own.
Oh,
Oh.
then I'm definitely gonna make Erica large,
and
and
then
then
the
the
three
three
of
of us
us
Then
can go.
Erica just opens the gate manually.
Yeah.
Oh no,
so,
that would still be too much for you.
Yeah, that's you
Oh,
wouldn't be able
okay.
to hit both wheels at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, the three of us will work on one wheel and then Erica will work on hers.
Yeah. All right. Then Grigori,
So,
give me another strength
I'm-
check.
All right.
I'm gonna have to surge for it,
Hey.
but
Don't.
Then
wait,
give
are you
me
enlarging
give me your surge.
oh
Sigus.
no, sorry, I'm just using a blood point for it.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
thought you meant the surge to go
Great,
over
and
the
it
limit.
lets me cast it again.
Okay.
Yeah, that was entirely on me. I phrased it wrong.
I think this is the first time you're using your ability, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, it's because this is the first time I'm using it.
yeah.
So I can basically just like concentrate and like tense up, and all the blood just pull it's like pounding. It's like in that meme with the guys like veins are just popping.
Yeah.
And I pull magic out of that, and I can cast enlarge person again on Erica.
Yeah, I think for the visual effects sort of thing, as you sort of concentrate and you feel your body tenses up, you feel like people around you can see your flesh pulse in rhythm with your heart, and then your eyes are sort of bloodshot. Your eyes become bloodshot, and you feel like veins on your arms start to pop, and you see blood start to trickle towards your fingers, where normally you would be tracing a basic rudimentary arcane symbol in the air. Instead, blood sort of hovers behind your fingers as you do the somatic components for this spell, and you fling that sort of blood-infused arcane symbol towards Erican. It evaporates midair, becoming pure magic, and striking Erica as she grows twice her size again. God damn it, the meme.
Those
That was the
names, though.
impulses I was thinking of. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, that
Yes.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frozen.
So Erica, as you double in size, you begin to move to crank the wheel on your own, and the other three, in synchronization, manage to continue to crank it. And you see the portcullis starts to raise, and as it does, you realize you have a different problem now, and that is this mechanism doesn't have a stopping lever that you guys can operate right now. As Erica, you sort of start to look around, used to the mechanisms in Magnimore that have a lever that sort of holds the wheel in place.
Hold up, I got this.
It seems that the mechanisms here don't have it. Robin, as you start to look around, and Grigor is sort of holding the wheel in place, it looks like you could probably sabotage this with some strong metal piece, but it would have to be like the thickness of a sword.
I'm gonna take the masterwork razor saber,
Sawtooth saber.
sawtooth saber. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna shove it in the gears and be like, that should do.
Yeah, you sort of crank it in there, and this is very strange. Like the shape of a sawtooth saber is strangely perfectly fitted for this because the teeth of the saber sort of get stuck on the links of the chain and manage to lock the wheel in place.
We just have to lock one or both.
It looks like you need to lock both.
Gregory will pull out the other one and hand it to Robin. Alright, go lock the other one.
Sure. And he'll take another one of the sabers and he'll just like fucking jump out the nearby window and like fucking wall run to the other side, pop in that window and be like, oh hey, how's it going, Erica? Let me just, and he's gonna shove the thing inside of the gear.
Yeah, so as this is happening,
Thank you. I was wondering how I would do that.
so as all of this is happening, you guys, the way that it's set up, it's like sort of small buildings, like a single room building on either side of the portcullis. And Robin, as you sort of dash across, you can see Silera and Anais on their horses are sort of starting to move forward past the portcullis just to make sure that they get on the other side. And you sort of catch a glimpse of the battle for a second. And Celera, you would have been able to be looking at this during the entire time. It looks like it's getting very, very violent. And now that you have had a little bit more time to look at it, it looks like civilians are fighting against the guards. And there's a second detachment of what looks like civilians, maybe brigands, that are sort of siding, coming around the back end of the guards. And then one portion of that group sort of begins to separate and starts moving quite quickly towards you guys, towards the gates.
All right. As we're leaving, I am going to be tying a rope onto the sword, and I will shout that they do the same on the other side.
Yeah, Erica's currently squeezing out the door, but will attempt to do that. And as the brigands approach, they see a very big paladin.
Yeah, so you see the group of people sort of are approaching.
Sorry, I see the Banks estate.
Yeah. I was looking at the same thing. As the brigands are sort of approaching, you see them going for Anais and Celera, and like they are approaching with their weapons drawn, sort of ready to attack them. And they sort of slow down, look at you, and begin to move around the horses, which get a little bit spooked, and they are charging towards the city. And I mean, at this point, you guys are out of the buildings with where you have the rope attached to the sword. Robin, I don't know if you wanted to do the same.
I mean, yeah, if that's the play, that's the play.
Yeah.
I love that now the Banks estate is water.
Yep, it's water. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So you guys have your ropes attached to the blades in a makeshift mechanism to let loose the portcullis, and you can feel the braids are sort of vibrating, and you can feel that vibration on your rope. It looks like while they are able to hold back the wheel from turning, it's not permanent. It's very clearly straining the metal, and it's slowly getting crushed. Even without you helping with the rope, it's very likely that this portcullis would fall in a couple seconds.
Yeah, but then we get the thing back.
Exactly. That's we can sell it for scrap metal at the very least.
A very broken sword.
Masterwork scrap metal.
Yeah. So are you guys trying to? What exactly are you guys trying to do? Get past the portcullis and let it close behind
Yep.
you, sort of thing?
I mean,
Yeah.
Robin will literally just fucking climb up the wall and go down the other side and just slide down the
Also,
outside of the wall.
like if the brigands were going to be passing through the gate, I would
Yeah.
let them know we're closing the gate.
This gate ain't gonna stay open.
Yeah.
They sort of hear you, and like one of them gives you a smile, gives you a nod, and just charges past you, past the gate. And they sort of ignore you as they are moving into the city.
It's like, hurry the fuck up.
I don't think they care. I think they're just going for damage at this point.
Yes, but I was hoping to persuade them against that if they understood that they would not be getting back out this way.
There's several of them. They're likely able to open the gate again.
If they live that long.
I don't think they
Nobles-
will if the noble guards are up to it.
Yeah, the nobles usually have very powerful magics in their arsenals. But whatever.
If there were more innocent civilians here, I would be more worried.
True.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah. As you
Yank.
guys cross the gates, you everyone give me perception checks, actually.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
Hey.
Atta boy.
All right.
Do the rest of us even have to roll at this point?
Not really needed, but you might miss
Do
something
it
pretty
anyways
interesting.
for the meme.
Okay, so
the
Erica, as you're sort of trying
job.
to make get everyone across the gate and make sure that everyone's fine, you don't quite catch this. Everyone else, you see one of the things for which Corvosa is famous. You see griffins flying above the city as the Sable Company is beginning to, at first, what looks like to descend, and then you see them start to make a sharp turn as they are heading north and away from the city, and then you see a ballista shot take down one of the griffins, and you see the person riding them fall off their mount midair.
Shit.
Okay, we need to leave now.
That's the plan.
Time to go.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Please.
Not
Yeah.
my problem.
Yeah, as you
We're not facing down an army for Corvosa.
As Anais sort of turns to you, Solera, she sort of says, "All right, follow me. I know where the port is." And she sort of breaks her horse into a gallop, and she sort of turns to go as close to the walls as possible, avoiding the sort of open field battle that is going on in the camp. Are you guys following?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm right behind her.
Right.
Once
Mother
we
like
pull the
daughter.
swords, for sure.
What is
Erica will pull out her glaive at this point.
who's carrying Mael at this point?
Oh,
Erica.
Erica's riding double with him, but can
Yeah,
I
he's
one-hand
probably
the
in
glaive?
front of her on the same horse.
Okay, got it. Right. So I'm guessing Sigus, you dismissed the spell so that Erica could get back on her horse.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Eric, as you minimized and got back on the horse with Mael in front of you, you take off after Anais, and she takes you in a sort of roundabout way, and you can see again fires being set, but now not on the thief's camp, but rather on East Shore, and you hear people shouting and screaming, and it sounds like a revolt from what you catch. And you catch as you're sort of going through the docks, people fighting against the guards, and you hear people screaming, "We will never surrender to this tyrant!" Screaming.
Robin will just add to it. Yeah, fuck the banks up.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Yeah.
You are the least
Hey.
lawful paladin ever.
You hear someone sort of encore it with a "Yeah, fuck the banks, fuck the nobles." As sort of the fights continue to spread through the town, you see the blockade in the river sort of happens around the area where the thieves' camp starts, and it looks like there are several ships blocking the egress. However, beyond that blockade is the sort of tattered sails of the Misfortune. And he sort of leads you down to the dock where the Misfortune is tied in. And she very quickly gets off her horse, starts to sort of somewhat jog. She sort of has, at this point, already ripped her dress open so that her legs have some proper movement.
Nice.
And she's sort of dragging the horse with her as she's approaching the ship, and you guys see the drow captain still at the helm of the ship, sort of give a quick whistle as you see the rest of the crew begins to move about, and someone pulls out the boarding
Plank.
plank. Thank you. I was about to say boarding board, and that sounded very repetitive. The boarding plank.
Board.
Boarding board. The boarding board. Somebody puts out the boarding plank, and someone else is like sees that you guys are carrying the horses and shouts at you, "Leave the horses behind! We don't have time!"
Stigus, now would be a good time for flying horses if we want to
Eat
keep a
them
few
horses,
of them.
boy.
Well, I can only. Okay, so I cast fly on the horse carrying Erica and the
We want
person?
Gregorius, I think.
yeah, and dude, and then I'm going to use the remainder of my blood points to cast
Shadowmare.
fly again on
Oh.
Gregorius' horse.
Okay.
At
Silent
that
horse.
Sailor's horse. That's 2 actions. I don't know how time constrained I am.
We're not in combat, and fly lasts
Yeah.
for I think minutes.
Yeah, I'm now going to blood surge for the first time because I can now. Actually, sorry, I'm
Wait,
going to
no.
take
You get
a jar of leeches out
hang on.
because I started with 4.
Yeah, one second.
Because I
How many
'cause I get-
points? How many points do you
so
need?
I get 2. So I have fly 1. So I had 4 going in because once I created my jar, it gives me 2,
Yep.
and I don't lose the extra. So I started with 4. I used 1 for enlarging Erica again. I'm casting fly normally.
Yep.
And then I used my remaining 3 to cast it again. I'm now going to
Now,
dump.
my question is, how many targets can you get with one
I can
single
only do
casting fly?
1 each.
Yeah,
What?
fly is only 1 each for
Yeah.
Pathfinder.
So,
Only
Mm,
1 each. But
You
the
can
horses can carry who they're carrying.
yeah.
Potentially. I'm not
Well,
sure.
I mean, we can just get off and walk up the plank and just kind of lead them.
Oh, they don't want the horses on the things. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of shouting at you to get on the ship because they have to raise anchor. And it's like, just leave the horses behind. We don't have time to raise them into the ship with normal
Yeah.
mechanisms.
Yeah, so we can do it with magical and be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I can cast spider. I'm gonna do this with spider climb if they can. Oh, I guess it would still snap. But yeah,
What
so
would?
2 horses. I can make
No,
fly.
Yeah, we just have to get them into the underneath of the beneath the deck of the ship.
If
Well,
you,
yeah.
if, you,
They have
if you get them,
Oh,
Put
If you
one
can-
horse on the normal way, and then 2 more go like the flyway. Like you get 3 at once, which is already saving a bunch of fucking time.
Yeah.
No, they can't do any of them the normal way because you
Yeah,
have to
No,
have
no,
a
no.
crane
So
pick
yeah,
the
so
horse and put it into it.
yeah, so,
So they have to- they have
normally
to-
you would have a crane that picks it up, and the main deck has a sort of grate in the middle that opens up, and you lower the cargo down the center of the ship all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah. So
Oh.
we have to fly the horses in. Is the only way to get the horses in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
So
want
I can
Pashka and
fly
Shadow Mist, I think.
Erica's, and I'm
No,
flying. No.
Erica will just walk. I don't have a good horse. We want Pashka and Shadow Mist.
Yeah, so I'll fly Pashka and Shadow Mist, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my jar filled with leeches out.
Okay.
I'm going to unscrew it and dump it all over on my head,
All right.
and they all latch to my face,
and neck.
they-
Yep.
and neck and whatever.
What the ever in the Inheritor's Light are you
As-
doing?
As you see
No,
blood
No, hold on, let me
surging.
finish.
Yeah, as you
I wanna
see
see this.
blood surging through Siggis's body as he casts the second fly, and then the leeches crawl over his body,
Mhm.
finding spots to latch onto.
Yeah, so then I'm going to cast Enlarge Person on Murdoch and some other thing nearby, because I just need to burn those
you-
points out.
You cannot target Murdoch.
It's
Okay.
humanoids
It's a
only.
No,
I
it's
will-
yeah, because it's a magical
Oh, yeah.
beast.
So I'll target myself, enlarging
Alright.
myself, and then I'll dismiss it, and then I'll do it myself again and dismiss it again, because I need to burn out those points. Because this is really important, because now I'm going to surge. And
Wait,
blood surging.
I'm so confused. Why are you doing this?
I know. Because I can't go over my threshold, because if I go over my
Oh!
threshold, terrible things happen.
Okay, yeah. So as you sort of are trying to cast spells continuously,
Yeah, I
you
have to-
you guys see Siggis's body begin to swell with more and more blood, and the leeches sort of grow full of that blood. As he continues to cast spells and dismiss them, the blood sort of starts to boil away and slowly
Yeah.
goes back to the normal size.
So now I'm going to surge, and this is the part where I kind of release like a barbarian like bellow and like clench in, and I
Okay.
try to basically flex every one of my muscles at once, and that lets me surge, pulls my body for more blood points, and the leeches help me surge better.
All right, let's see
So
it.
with the leech, so I get to roll the d4.
Yep.
And with the leeches, they let me roll an extra d4 and take the
Oof.
better result.
All right,
So
you get
I'm
a 3.
taking the 3.
Yes.
And now I can cast
is-
fly one more time.
Oh my god.
So- And this is what I've been building to, which is good because I didn't. The leeches also let me, and because I've been doing the blood ritual, I don't have to worry about going insane,
Yep.
which would be bad. So I'm gonna
So-
take 3, and I can cast fly one last time. Thank you for this bookkeeping.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
of
I just want to
the tr-
impress the point of you guys are watching Siggis just unleash a miasma of blood infusing magic into the air. It's like spell as he casts 5 spells in quick succession, much more than he would like any wizard of his skill should be allowed to achieve. And then suddenly 3 of the horses are flying. As his body sort of shrinks down and shrivels down to normal elf size from his
Yeah.
sort of overgrown, bloody, buffed body.
Yeah, the leeches are still on me.
Yep.
And with that, so what's our 3rd horse are we gonna take? Are we gonna take Sourdough, or do we have a better horse?
Well, we have sourdough or fish,
Yeah.
Or Sailor's mom's horse, which might
Yeah.
actually be worth something.
which is unnamed, so not that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fair.
I
Who's
vote
it?
for sourdough.
Yeah. I mean, since you're on sourdough, it's probably the easiest.
Yeah, and then sure, I'll
Aw,
make.
poor fish.
It's
Yeah.
okay. He can swim. He's a fish.
Oh my god.
Would be like, it's okay. We'll take Sourdough. And Sourdough will
Alright.
soar me as I've always wanted to childhood dream, onto a boat.
You're a Pegasus man.
Yeah, I wish I had prepped fly more.
Fly is
You-
really strong.
Fly is very strong. You never know when you're gonna need it.
Use that many.
I also know that I can prep everything once now, and now I have a lot more flexibility.
Yeah.
So
You're sort of half
Eric is
wizard,
like,
half sorcerer now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So if
Uh,
you guys watch this display of magic, and I sort of looks back, and she's like confused, weirded out partially. Oh well, weirded out partially, and she's like, "Okay, doesn't matter now. Like, let's go of the."
He's a
the-
wizard. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
These are fucked up wizard.
oh,
friend.
you should have rolled the fate dice on your on top of the D4
Oh my
to add
God,
to it.
that
No,
would've
no,
been
that
fucking
is my
hilarious.
plan for if I ever need to Gandalf you guys, and it's like,
Okay.
fly, you fools. I can.
Fate dice it.
Keep in mind that
Sir.
if he goes over a certain threshold, he
Yeah,
is actually
it's
bad.
very, very, very bad. It's
Is
very,
that
very
where-
bad.
Is that when you explode and go insane?
Yes.
Um,
something.
technically, I retain all my intelligence, but I do everything as possible to kill as many people as quickly as possible with no control, and I can't tell friend from foe. And
Yes,
then I
yeah.
die. So
Look,
it's bad.
That,
It's
so
the-
that is the part where Erica stabs you in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
So summary though, as you guys have 3 horses flying towards the deck of the ship, the sailors are like, okay, fine, fuck it, open up the grate in the middle. It's like, make it quick, come on, go. As Anais lets go of the reins of her horse and dashes up the boarding plank.
Gangplank is actually what you're looking for.
What?
Yeah.
Gangplank?
Gangplank.
It's called the gangplank.
Okay, the
It's
gangplank.
the board used to board a ship.
All right, the gangplank.
The more you know.
Anais runs up the gangplank. Celer, you're up on Shadow Mist's back. As Shadow Mist sort of like looks very awkward trying to gallop midair until it sort of begins to get a hang of it, and it looks like it's sort of galloping on solid ground as it's sort of moving forward with the fly spell. And something similar happens to Pashka and Sourdough, with you, Grigori, and Sigis, and Robin, I guess, because Robin was with you on Pashka.
Yep.
So it's just Erica with the elder Sunstress, Lord Sunstress, on his back, and Lady Sunstress that are walking up the gangplank. And as soon as the 3 of them are aboard the ship, the captain lets out another piercing whistle. And with that, the sailors begin to move about, raise the anchor, and the ship begins to move forward.
Okay, now everybody stay away from Erica.
Yeah, I was gonna say Erica is holding out her. Is kind of like goes up to near the prow of the ship or somewhere kind of out of the way, I guess, and is like, I'm going to stay in here with the Lord. We need to keep this area quarantined.
Yeah.
Yup.
So as you're saying that, you see Frank is stepping out of his office. You see the black iron skull door sort of open up. He steps out and is like, "All right, hello. Just get him into my office. We can quarantine him in here. Come on." And he sort of steps out of the way for you to bring Mile into that office, and sort of he gestures for you to leave as well. Like, just step out of the office, leave Mail in there. I'll handle whatever he needs. Come on.
Do you have a way of protecting yourself?
I have some potions if I do catch anything. Well, at least they'll help me subdue whatever symptoms I might end up with. It's fine. If I need help, I'll ask for you. We need to get under the below decks before we're attacked.
What?
Also, Grigori will probably be coming up out of the lower decks at this point.
Yeah, so the horses land on the
Attack what
cargo
now?
bay, and you can hear just the trail of the conversation. And Erica, as he says that, you hear, because the ship is moving towards the North Bridge, you hear again as another ballista shot goes off from one of the towers and takes down another griffin, which lands in the water next to the ship. Sort of
I'm really
spouting
impressed
water.
at the accuracy of those ballista.
They're probably it's like
They're
shooting
leading their targets.
That's
To be
pretty.
fair.
That's honestly pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I don't think the
Where are
Griffins
those
were-
ballista, by the
were
way?
expect-
Can we
They're in
see?
the towers.
Yeah, they're on the multiple towers of the Corvosan walls. No,
the
so
city is attacking
you guys
its
are over
own
here
fort.
at this point.
Okay.
I think the thieves got into the towers.
Okay.
No. The towers that are shooting are the ones from this side, from the
Yeah,
western
so-
bank.
It's likely the thieves got into the stables.
Wait,
Oh,
So it's hard to tell what the fuck is going on anymore.
no,
everything
that
is
doesn't make sense.
chaos.
So
Yeah.
the guards are fighting the Griffin guard, basically.
It looks like that. Yeah, it looks a little bit like the guards are fighting the Sable Company.
The Sables finally fucking are done with all the shenanigans
Bullshit.
with devils and whatever, and they decided to just be like, "Fuck it, crusade."
Yeah. So, Erica, as
Do
this
like a good
happens,
crusade.
Erica, as this happens, and Frank sort of crouches a little bit to not get splashed by the water. He's like, "All right, as I was saying, before we get attacked, under deck."
All right.
And he moves past you, and
Sure, we don't want to stay up here and help protect your sailors.
I'm gonna.
They can protect themselves. They are very well trained.
Yeah. They looked hard as fuck.
Get fucked, sailors.
Erica will watch from the top of the stairs, and if
Yeah.
someone gets shish kebab, she'll go out and try to help them.
All right. So you sort of have to hold on to the railing as the waters are a little bit tempestuous, despite it being a river, as things are falling from the walls and from the sky onto the waters, and sort of creates these unstable waves in the river. And you guys are headed towards the North Bridge, weaving very close, but not quite hitting one of the columns, one of the support beams for the North Bridge. You hear, as you're just past the second one, as you see part of the back of the ship sort of breaks apart, and you see parts of the wood and sort of probably where the extra cargo space in Frank's office is sort of break apart and fall into the water.
Oh no.
And
Was
the
the dad in the office?
In the main office, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
you know,
he's dead now.
remember how the
I was
office
like,
has?
seriously?
Remember that the office has like two sort of side rooms.
Yeah.
That are hidden
Oh,
behind
okay.
the bookshelves.
I did not remember that.
So we just got hit by a ballista shot.
No, you guys
No, we ran into the
touched.
bridge.
Yeah, you
Oh.
touched the bridge because you guys are a little bit out of control and going as fast as possible with the ship.
Okay.
We're grinding.
Well,
Possibly
Robin's
fucking
gonna
up
go
the water.
over there and try and mitigate that damage however possible.
Yeah.
Like stop things from falling in the water and that kind of shit.
All right. So
Find the cursed items.
how are you doing that? Which way are you getting there by?
I'm not really sure of the layout of the ship, so I couldn't really tell you. But-
So the part of the ship that has been broken off is like the tail of the ship, right where the. So if you ever seen an old-fashioned galleon,
Yeah, it's
the-
like a raised portion near the back.
yeah, there's a raised portion near the back, but it's also like it sticks out compared to everything else on the ship. It's that portion to the right-hand side, the starboard side, that has been sort of tapered off, broken. Part of the wall is missing, and you can see that as you're leaning over the veranda on the starboard. You could reach it from the outside or from the inside, going through the office.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go from the outside
All right.
and just shimmy my way in there and just be like, what the fuck is falling into the waters? Is it just papers? Is it
Yeah.
chests full of valuables? Like, what the fuck? Do I have to go swimming? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, so as you dash around the outside of the ship, you reach the spot where you can see like the wooden boards had broken off, and you can see something very weird, which is the fact that the boards are sort of like cracking and reforming and stretching, and begin to sort of almost heal over the portion that has broken off. And on
Slowly.
like it looks as oh, how quick could I describe this as being? Um, it looks like about a foot of wood is being recovered per minute, sort of thing.
Okay, so slowly.
Somewhat slowly.
Slowly.
Very visibly.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
visible. Like it's the speed at which
You
like a
can watch
single
it happen.
the speed at which a single hand could crawl across the table.
All right. So the ship is healing itself. Fuck. Does anything else look like it's gonna fall in?
It looks like a crate is sort of dangling from the side, but it doesn't look like anything else is.
Yeah,
immediately
Robin will
off.
just go stop that from falling down.
All right, yeah, you sort of crawled through the hole in the exterior of the ship. You can pull that crate back in. Are you staying there or heading back out as you're sort of holding on to, and you can see the gap beginning to close in front of you?
I think he'll just head out.
Alright.
Because he doesn't know like what fell into the water. He doesn't know what is lost, so he doesn't know if he needs to go swimming.
Probably a bad idea, anyways.
Okay, yeah, you
Probably.
sort of crawl back out and back around and onto the deck of the ship. And
Mhm.
sure enough, the ship sort of continues to flow. You don't see anything else fall. You see the gap finish closing after a couple minutes.
I'll let Frank know as well. I'll be like, yeah, so exactly this much of your office is gone. I saved this crate in this corner of the room from falling out, but everything past this point is now in the river.
Yeah, so you find Frank is like sort of not quite completely below decks. He's sort of standing at that at the stairs that go down, and he's sort of holding onto the ceiling and looking out to see what's going on, and then looking like up through the grate to see what's going on the other side. He's like, okay, I'll have to take inventory once we reach the next port.
Is there anything that I should go swimming for, or are we good?
Starboard? Was it starboard side?
I believe so. It's the ship started healing itself, so I can only assume yes.
No, there shouldn't be anything that you need to jump into the water for. Nothing
Okay.
worth it.
All right, what do you need now?
Hold on tight. This might be a daring escape, I think.
Sounds fun to me. I'm gonna go into the crow's nest, and Robin's gonna fucking
Wait,
Just-
no! As you go by.
go to the crow's nest.
Yeah. So as you head up to the crow's nest and you find yourself accompanied by one other, they sort of look over to you. It's like, we good?
Yeah, I'm just up here for the views, man.
All right. And as you're standing in the crow's nest, you can see as the ship sort of starts to take a turn around the old docks. You can see above most of the low-rise houses, and you can see into main shore across the bridge. You can see the population of griffins has severely reduced. You see off in the distance fires spreading through Corvosa. You see, you finally get to use that picture. Yes.
Yeah.
You see fire spreading through Corvosa. You see marching through the streets are riots, from what it looks like. Haphazardly organized. And then you see sort of marching to blockade the bridge from connecting the old docks and the main shore. A battalion of silver and crimson clothed knights, almost looking like paladins. And as they prepare to, they prepare shields, like a shield wall. You can see it sort of off in the distance. You see the glint of torches reflecting off the shields. Give me a perception check.
Yep.
You see something. At first, it looks like the riot is marching towards this militia, these armed forces. You see them crash into them, or at least you think they do, and then you see the forces begin to move forward and forward and forward, and it's only once the ship has reached R1 on the map that you can somewhat see not the troops, but behind them the floor covered in crimson blood and corpses as these knights are sort of mowing down the civilians.
It's Hell Knights for you.
Are those the Hell Knights?
You definitely don't recognize them as being Hell Knights, though.
I have
Hell
no
Knights have a
idea
very
who those guys are.
distinctive black armor.
Oh,
give
they're
me
just bastards then.
Yeah, give me No, you don't recognize them.
I can
No,
give you these.
no, you cannot recognize them. You don't know what they are. They look like knights. They look like knights. They look like probably part of the Corvosan military, but you've never heard of like a crimson and silver armor. Corvosan colors are blue and black, so it doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna go find Sigus at that point because Sigus has a brain on him.
Yeah, the only people that were crimson in Corvosa are the royal family because of the Crimson Throne.
Yeah, but it still doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. So as all of this is happening, the ship suddenly shakes and shudders as you guys who are in the lower decks can immediately see one of the interior walls sort of crash in as you see a ballista shot sort of stuck through the first under deck and sort of crushing down towards the cargo at the bottom of the ship.
Real quick,
Yeah.
sorry, I've actually been meaning to say this, but Grori would be up on the deck scoping out for possible hostiles targeting this ship to return fire at the very least.
Yeah, so you're really, really far away. You're being shot with siege weapons at this point. You can see like the ballista shot that shot at the ship came from main shore towers. So it shot over the old docks and hit the ship, which, despite it moving at a decent pace, it's still a ship moving through docks, right? It's not moving particularly.
That's a shot.
Jesus, yeah, that's a shot. All right.
Whoever these new guards are in Corvosa are hot shit, man. They're just mowing down civilians, sniping people.
No, Corvosa really has its shit together. I'm gonna be honest. This is just like chaos, but everybody involved really knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Neither you, Robin, nor Celera have ever in your entire lives in Corvosa ever seen this level of chaos. And finally, as your ship goes around Garrison Hill, you can see the old the ancestral office buildings where ministers and the parliament have always gathered to deliver on the day-to-day laws of the common folk. And you see armies marching on those buildings. Specifically, these silver and crimson troops are sort of circling the longhouse, the Longacre building, which is sort of the parliament, right? It's where all the ministers are.
Yeah.
Would we be able to roll some sort of check on what silver and crimson might represent?
Give me a knowledge nobility.
Well, I mean,
I got an 11, so
Kingsguard. Probably Kingsguard, but
Give me a knowledge nobility.
Right. That's not bad.
Right?
Nice.
You're
Aurora?
not certain. Again, the only people that are really wearing crimson like this openly are usually um, uh, the royal family or like the palace guards, um, the palace knights. Sorry. But this looks like usually they don't leave the like that kind of people don't leave the castle. They don't leave the citadel. These people are marching on public officials essentially, and you can tell like they are circling down the building, and their shields and weapons are not turned outwards; they are turned towards the building.
Well, it's an effective coup, whoever's running this thing.
Yeah. So as the ship circles towards between Fort Corvosa and the northern lighthouse and comes out into open waters, you see a couple more ballista shots aimed at the ship, sort of land in water surrounding the ship. And finally, you see a couple other ships that tried a similar quick egress from Corvosa are quickly sinking into those open waters. And the Misfortune takes a turn towards the north, moving away from Corvosa.
I take it we're not gonna be able to rescue those ships, probably, eh? Because they're in range.
Yeah, they're in range of the ballista shots. But as you guys hit the open waters, things begin to calm a little bit. And as the ship sails and leaves Corvosa in the distance, you vaguely see the glow illuminating the silhouettes of the buildings of Corvosa. You see plumes of black fire sort of escaping the town into the dark skies above.
So maybe you'll start to understand why Silara and I didn't want to be there.
I never wanted to be there in the first place, to be quite honest.
Yep.
But yeah, wow, that was worse than I had heard, and all I had heard was slander from paladins.
I mean, that was pretty impressive even by Corvosa standards. That's kind of like that was a lot. But still within the realm of, yep, that makes sense.
Well,
Do not want to. I'm a little curious about who the coup orchestrators were, but I'm glad we made it out. Frank, that was amazing timing.
yeah, that was not just timing. I sent a raven as soon as I got the news. Queen Ileosa. Right. So I don't know how much you know about what's going on. Um,
The queen was sort of ruling as regent while the king was had a plague and was slowly going insane or something like that.
yeah, sort of. Right. So the king, he had been sick for a few days already, and he passed away this morning. But it wasn't until around noon that Queen Ileosa came to greet the people, inform that she was taking the mantle of ruler of Corvosa, and acting immediately, she dissolved the Sable Company, dismissed the palace guards, and formed her own private army to control and command Corvosa. She even called for the arrest of many ministers that weren't in agreement with her.
Is she insane?
That explains the new uniform on those guards, and
Likely.
also why they just mowed everyone down.
Quite likely. I'm
Hates.
not certain if she is insane or she's gone mad with power.
It doesn't matter. All the good people have left. So whatever.
I don't think they all left,
Oh
Robin.
no.
I'd say we have some souls to pray for, if nothing else.
Well, I can get you to the nearest port, but I need to head back to Corvosa on my own. I need to head back. Quite a few people there still that need me.
Do you need us to help try and get people out?
No, I couldn't ask for that. It's quite all right.
No. Hold on. Erica has a point.
I do. I was not expecting your agreement on that one.
I can rescind that if you're gonna talk like that.
No, I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'll take what I can get, I guess. No. Frank, you've done a tremendous amount of good for us. I mean, granted, we have our own shit to do, yes, but it would be pretty unreasonable for us to not at least consider helping you.
Look,
You are within your rights to refuse, of course.
I appreciate the offer. I really do. I couldn't be here without the help of those who have been like family to me, and he's gesturing more so towards Anais, who's sort of in the back, and she's like still trying to get her sea legs. But this is more so a personal thing. There's an orphanage that I run in Corvus. I just need to make sure that the children there are well attended to, that we can hide them during traveling time. I sent word, but I don't trust the caretakers to put their lives at risk. As good as they are not exactly valiant.
They're not exactly paladins of Iomade.
Yeah.
You'll have to keep us abreast of the situation in Corvosa.
I'll send word as often as I can.
Word of how you're doing. I mean, your ship took quite a couple hits there.
She'll recover. He's a stubborn mule like that.
How does one come into a ship like this anyway?
That is a very long story that we don't have the time for, and you don't have the coin for.
That is fair enough. I appreciate its service, though.
Hey,
Right.
Frank.
Yeah, what is it?
If I were to give you a letter, would you see if it can be delivered?
Certainly. Is it in the recipient in Corvosa?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see about it.
Okay.
Who is it for?
Apollo.
The king.
Oh, I'll see if I can find him. And
I know
Erica
that-
leans over to Robin. Who's Apollo?
I don't know.
I know that if he is still in Corvosa, God, I hope he's not. But if he's still in Corvosa, I'm sure that he is worried about my mother and father. So I at least want to let him know that we got out safe and where we might be, just in case he needs to find some family.
yeah, I'll check first in the Sunstress household, and if I don't find him there, I'll search for him down. I'm sure that if I can't find him myself, there's a friend or two that must have seen him.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Right. So we're headed for Palin's Cove. Just as a point of reference. We'll still be within Corvosa's influence, but it should be still some days until word gets to Palin's Cove and any kind of action is taken. Should afford us time for reprovisioning the ship and myself and some of my men to head back to that accursed city. But wherever you're going next, you'll have to find your own way from there.
Palin's Cove. All right.
And I'll move you to the map. This map.
I think we can manage.
Once the map loads, you should be able to see Palin's Cove just to the northwest of Corvosa.
Yeah.
So we're out in the middle of fucking nowhere near where we need to be going. Got it.
Yeah.
Fun.
We could take the. We could go to Pal's Cove. We could take the river around to like this
Basil
place, and then cross to Lake whatever, and then go up to Turtle.
I think we're faster to go overland to Bal.
Could be a
Basilweef.
faster
Yeah.
route.
Okay.
Yeah, but what are we doing with Silera's parents?
I think they're gonna have to go into hiding somewhere.
What's in their duffel bag? I want to know what's in their go bag. I'm just curious. I hope it's money.
True.
A lot of fucking money.
Yo, word.
Oh, we're actually not that far from Turtleback Ferry.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
that's
can-
what I'm saying.
you're
We
much
can- we
closer
can-
now than you were in Magnamar.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can
Yeah,
cut.
no.
We can cut our way across the lowlands and then take the river up.
Yeah, I think we just need to get to wherever Mellish. Here, I'm gonna zoom in so I can actually read.
Yeah, Melfish.
Melfish. Yeah, that sounds great. What do we? Okay, wait.
There's probably a
can we
road
do-
up to Balsweef and then Balsweef to Melfish. And then
Can
Yeah.
we do knowledges
Oh.
to see if we know like
Anything
what
about
these
these?
places? Anything about these places? Melfish. It's actually just like a super
It's
tiny town
all-
where they kill people.
It's all
Like,
flesh-eating monster men.
Give me knowledge local, I guess.
Okay. How many? One per town?
One
kind
per
of thing?
town that you're checking.
So,
So let's do.
I think we should learn about Balswife, Malfish,
Basilweef.
Biston, and Illustrin. Like all the ones on the way.
I would like to point out while we're doing this that Robin will pipe up at some point and say, I do know of a safe house in Whistledown that if we want to bring the Sunstresses to, we could bring them there and they should be fine.
Hmm.
It's out of the way, but it might work. I don't know if they're going to accompany
Out
us
of the
though.
way.
Yeah, they might be safer with
On the
Frank.
ship, but they're going back to Corvosa, so I don't know how safe. So so that's
Yeah, that's fair.
how many
But
d20s
also,
is that?
Erica, you mentioned that you can cast a spell on Mal, and you can stop the progress of the disease, right? So it might be better for him to be with you than with anybody else.
So that is 17, 15, 17, and 19 on the knowledge locals.
For Malfish.
So Balswife, Malfish,
Right,
Biston,
so
Illustrin.
I'll take it for two at a time so that we don't have that many checks. Right, so Basilweef isn't particularly impressive town. The only thing that sort of stands out about it is that because it was built into the mountains, it sort of takes up part of the cavern systems inside of the mountains for its sort of more secure buildings. And there's sort of a foundation story about it that like apparently the first people that established the town took the lands from troglodytes. Malfish, Malfish is
Named after Malfashion, of course.
no, Malfish is a very, very, very fortified town, and by that I mean it's just it's less of a town, more like it's a fortress city. And it's basically where the troops that would be mobilized to reach Byston and Basilweef are located. So like any kind of military action in all of the region surrounding Melfish, so Byston, Basilweef, Apken, all the way to Hars and partially to Palin's Cove, All of those troops are housed in at Melfish.
And does it have alliance to like any particular other city, or is it its own thing?
It's a
Corvosa, I'm
it's
guessing.
technically an independent city-state, but it is a Corvosan holding. So it responds to Corvosa.
Yep.
And then Byston is a town that was built on the remains of a long extinct tribe of harpies, and it's just sort of a lake side town with access to wood. It's mostly somewhere between a fishing town and a log cutting town. However, it is known to have had some of the commanders for the Sable Company in the past, at least some of the more well-known ones, have been from Byston. It's a town that has had quite a few important figures for the size of the town. It's a town on par with Sandpoint, like 200,
Cool.
300 people.
What about Illusorin?
Illusorin, Ilsurian.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, Ilsurian is the last town that exists at the end of the Skull River. It's much larger. It covers an entire hill that overlooks the river, the Skull River. It has a population of about like 800 people, so it's quite larger compared to these other small towns. Nowhere near Corvosa, but still pretty big. It's mostly a prison town. It has one of the most secure prisons in Corvosan / Magnumarian lands. It's it's the last Corvosan town. So this is how far the Corvosan territory extends.
Perfect.
All right.
Let me double Let me double check that I'm not speaking out of my ass. No, it's the other way around. It is the first Magnumarian town. The Ilsurian, and this is something that probably Sigus would know. Ilsurian was the first Magnumarian town, as in people who left Corvosa because they were dissatisfied with the way that things were run. They built Ilsurian on their way to the building of Magnumar.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
what do people think of the idea? So Paladins will probably be able to get some horses, either go by boat or by land to Balsweef.
Basil Weef or whatever.
Basil. Oh, okay.
Basil
That
Weef.
makes sense. Not Balswiff. Okay.
Basil
Not
Weef.
whiffing balls.
No.
Balls with, yeah.
Balls.
Go to
No,
Basil
Weef. Basil Weef.
And then we'll go over land to Malfish. That seems like the plan. What do people think about that?
Erica will bring up the only problem with Malfish is depending on how long we take to get there. If word's reached there that that there's been a change of the regime, we may have issues getting through if they're stopping people from traveling. So if we can bypass it and go to Byston, we might have better luck just getting a boat and going upriver and not attracting attention.
If I might interrupt.
Oh, go for it. You know the region better than I do.
It has nothing to do with where we're going. I know that we kind of need to figure out a safe place for my mother and my father, but the whole point of us coming to Corvosa was to figure out what is wrong with my father and how to, if we could, cure him or save him or figure out what is causing him to be ill. And you all can do whatever you feel is right for you, but that is still my intention.
I just don't think Corvos is the place to do that.
Out of character, I will point out that someone has already identified what is wrong with Mael.
And it was Silera.
Yeah.
But I still want to see if there's a way I can cure him.
The same way that you were cured.
What?
Can we do a
What are we
recap?
talking about? I missed
It's
that.
the
I
same
think.
fungus growth that Silera had from the mansion. From the
Oh.
haunted mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, didn't we just do like a? Wasn't
Yep.
it a cure disease or something?
Yeah, you had to beat the caster level of it, which was like, or you had to beat like a high DC of like 20, 21 or something like that. But yeah, it was literally just
Mhm.
you just remove disease.
Do I have access to that spell?
Does your
I-
mercy do it?
No,
use mercy high enough yet.
my mercy's not high enough to completely remove disease. I can get rid of like sickened or something like that, but not quite there.
Yeah, we had we got it from Salazar, I think he cast it on me, or someone
Yeah.
super high level cast it on me.
It was Salazar
Yeah.
last time.
So
Well, I mean, if we know that's what it is, we could send. We could get a ship and send your mothers and father to Magnamar to be healed. At least we know there's someone there that can help them.
mhm.
But
that would-
Erica, you're the one that can prevent the progress of the disease, so you have to go too.
Yes. I mean, I'm assuming we would be going with them to
What-
stop him from expiring on the way.
We
What
could
if
go from Palin's Cove to Magnamar, and then from Magnamar just ferry up the river all the way past Whistledown.
or what if
sorry
because
to
like we know
interrupt
the
you.
people from the cult are also at Turtleback, and with you can kind of keep the disease on hold, assuming it doesn't spread. Maybe we can swing by Turtleback, deal with whatever's there, and if there isn't a cure, then we can follow the river all the way back to Magnamar.
I think Ilsurian would be the only city we'd have a chance of having a big enough or a big enough population to have a cleric of the level that we'd
Mhm.
need.
If I may,
Yes.
I do have an acquaintance in Turtleback Ferry. I believe he took to the faith of Aristil?
Hostile.
Was it Aristil? I believe. Yeah. He took to the faith of Aristil. He was talking about getting into politics as well, but he should be able to help you with your dilemma. If you have the right amount of coin for it. I know that Turtleback Ferry doesn't have the resources that he might need. Just tell him that his friend Frank sent you, and you should be quite well receiving.
Next level, I can cure disease with the mercy. Damn it.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
At least we get where we're going, and then we get somewhere where we can heal your father. It's just a matter of me keeping him alive until then.
We can probably from Melfesh just get a ship to go all the way to Turtleback.
Yeah.
I do
as I
agree
mentioned-
I do agree with the notion that your friend posted before. I would highly suggest that you avoid Melfish at all costs.
With it being the local military capital, it'll be one of the first place they send word to ensure the rest of the region stays in line. That's the only that's the only reason that I'm thinking
Are we
we want
doing
to avoid
anything
it.
illegal though?
No, but they may be preventing movement. That wouldn't be surprising for a new regime, particularly one that does not have any regard for its civilians. As you mentioned, that they turned them into paste on the road.
Then what are our other options?
Well, as Sigus mentioned, we could go to Magnamar. We know there's someone there that can cure it. Apparently, there's someone in Turtleback as well. So I think it's a shorter trek, likely to go overland to Turtleback. Would it be? I don't know, actually.
Well, Magnamar would be able to sit on a ship. You'd be able to keep her father alive without any interruptions. We'd be able to get to Magnamar, talk to Salazar, and it's pretty much a sure thing. And then
Right.
we'd be able to go up the river and skip Melfesh entirely and follow the
What
Magnamar
river?
side.
The
the
one that
Yonda
runs
Bakari
through
River.
The
the one that
Yondabak.
runs through Wartle and the
Yeah,
Whistle
no,
Dam.
but
Yeah.
the Yondabakar runs from the Malgorian mountains towards the ocean. You would
Oh,
have
so
you would
going
have to
up,
go on
up
foot.
river the whole way.
Yeah, you would have to go. Going on foot would be faster at that point.
But we would be doing that without a decrepit old man that's dying.
Yes, that is true.
So I don't think that's a bad idea.
I do have a question. Where exactly are you going to Turtleback Ferry?
Well, to put it simply, it's been taken over by a rather evil force that we're trying to get rid of, related to the one that we dealt with in Magnamar.
Right. It's gonna take you, even if you get a ship at Palinsko, it's gonna take you about 5 or 6 days to get to Magnamar, and then from there, Turtleback Ferry is gonna be another 7 to 10 days on horseback.
If we took horse from Palin's Cove to Turtleback directly, how long would that take? Well, horse and boat, I would guess.
Take a horse from Palinsko to Vasselleaf. It would be probably
Then
faster.
to Melfesh, and then from Melfesh to Turtleback.
Well, we're not going to Melfesh. We're going to Biston if we can avoid it, I think.
I would suggest then that you go from Palinsko to Hars, cross the plains to Abken, and then go around
From Abkin to Biston.
from
Yeah,
Abken to
okay.
Biston. There's a road that connects the two cities.
Actually, Yanderhof's on the way. Do they have clerics? That's a big city, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a quite large city. It's the only sky city left. The Dwarven sky cities. One of those seldomly built out in the open. They should have quite a few clerics. Isn't your friend from there?
Thorben? I think he was originally.
Yeah, well, should be able to get a cleric there. You could cut from Palinsko to Hars and then from there to Anderhof if you. That would save you quite a bit of time, and then from there you could take the river down to Abken.
River to Abkin. Yeah.
Does that sound like a plan, guys? And Grigori, I know you're better at ranging.
Grigori's
than most
not
of
there.
us.
Grigori's.
Oh, he
went down to below decks and he hasn't come back yet. I believe.
Yep, he's still below deck.
I am just...
Obviously, you guys are more than welcome to go seek him out, but as of right now, he's below deck.
I'm just anxious about going somewhere and not knowing if there's going to be somebody there to help. That's my biggest concern. So if there is somebody in Turtleback Ferry that is able and willing to help, that's fine. But if we're not sure, I would rather just go where I know is actually going to.
Okay, since it's for mail, there's one thing that I can do. One more thing I can. Give me a minute, and you see Frank leave, and he goes towards his office.
Erica will follow.
All right. You see him open the door, go in, and close the door behind him, and you hear the.
I don't know what I expected.
Yeah. You hear the as the mechanisms inside of his office are activated, and a few moments later, you hear the mechanisms again. You hear some words, um, uh, muffled out by the cold iron door, and then the door opens, and you see Frank sort of stepping out and it's like, you were coming after me. Right. So have this. It's just it's the last one I have, but it might be helpful in this situation. Since it's for mail, I can give it to you. I'll give it to Celera. I think it'll be best used in her hands. And he's holding between his fingers a amber crystal, which you would immediately recognize as being an ion stone. In particular, it is something that you have already talked about with Sigis when you guys were considering buying magical items from him. This is an ion stone capable of casting augury with 100% accuracy.
Bananas.
Yep.
So that would let us confirm whether there is someone that could help us, correct?
Yes, this should be able to tell you if, well, at least if it is the path that would be considered good, accurate, I guess.
Well, I think, Silera, if we're looking for the quickest way to get your father healing, I think Yanderhoff's actually the closest.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. As long as there is somebody
Yes.
there, then absolutely.
And I think depending on how we ask how you ask the question, we can confirm. I believe it's a yes or no answer of whether what the fastest way to get your father better would be. We'll have to wordsmith it a little bit.
Is it just one question?
Just one
Per
question.
day, I think.
Nope. Single use.
That's really dumb. But all right.
That's why we didn't buy it. One of the many reasons.
I'm gonna hold it in my hands and I'm gonna think really, 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 really hard.
And you have performed oratory, so you can definitely choose the right words to get exactly what you want. I would just like to reiterate that.
True. Okay, so
But it also depends on what effect she's looking for. If it's like the best place to heal and hide out for her family, or the best place to, or the quickest way to get him better, or we'll put him at the least risk, or, there's a ton of ways to skin this cat.
I know, and I don't know how to ask. Oh shit. Okay, so
As you're holding
'Cause-
this agate ellipsoid in your hand, and it sort of begins
I mean,
to
you
glow
can-
and fly from your hand, sort of hovers.
You can talk it out with the rest of us
Yeah.
too.
Okay, because out of character, I'm not necessarily super worried about their safety. That sounds really terrible, but as soon as my father is well, the whole idea of making sure that they're safe is less of a concern. Because
they have money and connections, they can get shit done.
My father is very healthy and strong when he is well and can take care of my mother just fine. It's more of a just trying to get him there. So, and I guess I want to ask a question about.
Remember, it's got to be yes or no.
Yeah. Let me put it this way: if you ask something like, "Is there someone that can heal my father's disease in Yanderhof?" the answer is going to be yes, but you're not going to know who it is, or if it's someone that you can afford, or
Or if
I
they're
think you
accepted.
guys have the wrong understanding of how augury works.
Augury is
Oh.
like you get like visions and shit, right?
Oh.
It
I
tells
thought
you
it was wheel or woe.
it's wheel or woe or nothing, and it's
And wheel
about
and
a
woe as well.
yeah. So wheel and woe or nothing. Um, augury is a question about a particular action. So
Mm-hmm.
going to Janderhof, right? That would be your question. You could ask,
Oh.
go to Janderhof in regards to healing your father, right?
Or yeah, or you could ask like, if we take, this route, will we encounter someone who is, willing and able to heal your to like cure your father?
That's actually pretty good wording.
That's the
That
way to go.
sounds exactly
And then,
what I want to say.
then we can pick like, a certain path that we actually want to take that isn't crazy, and if not, then we have to take a more.
I was gonna say I think the Yanderhof one is the way to go because that
Yeah.
puts us through Yanderhof as well as Turtleback Ferry.
What's that
The
distance?
hang on.
The Magnamar one would be a guaranteed one, so we already know that one.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think asking about the Yanderhof one we will check in Yanderhof. If there's nothing there, we know it's the guy in Turtleback. Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense, I think.
How many miles do you think we can cover in a day? Sorry.
Depends on your method
Like-
of travel.
Overland.
Well, we got to go overland because we're going upriver to Harse, and
I think horseback overland is like 30 miles.
so we can almost make it to Harse in a day.
And it's
Then
2
another
days.
3 days at least to Yanderhof.
40
Yeah,
miles per day
Like-
if you do nothing but ride.
yeah, and I think that's what we do. I'm just concerned eventually when we reach Turtleback, it's gonna be like 3 weeks after we originally got that.
Well, here's
but
the
that's-
thing. We're
I think we should still go and get.
that
I'm just
that
saying
shi-
that's just my worry.
that ship sailed already when we went to Corvosa before we
That's
went to Turtleback. Because we took however long it took to get to Corvosa, we
It was
fucked
7
around
days.
there.
No.
7 days
Yeah.
to Corvosa, we fucked
Just
around
5.
there, and that guaranteed
5.
that we had to travel back.
Yeah. Also, how long? What was our hour count in Corvosa?
Less
we
than a
we
day.
got there at like noon, and
No.
then we left like when the sun went down, right?
You guys got there just before noon, so like 10:30, 11, and you left with the dusk, so like 5:30, 6 p.m.
That's what
We
I
get
call a
there,
sightseeing
there's a
trip.
revolution. Yeah, we
Yep.
had a nice layover.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Well, not really a nice layover because we almost fucking died, and then
Yeah.
the city
Well,
is
we
on
did
fire
die,
when we left.
and then-
So
Yeah, Anthony Bourdain would be proud, guys.
I
So,
don't know who that is.
So
Rest in
back
peace.
back to the augury.
Travel
to-
chef.
yeah,
Mhm.
travel.
Okay, so yes. So whatever Sigus just said, I want to say that.
So,
So
it's like,
Hold
You're-
on.
so
I'll sort of rephrase what I understand you guys were asking is, will you're essentially trying to see if you will have a good result if you go to Yanderhof to search for medical assistance.
If we take the path that takes us through Yanderhof and Turtleback Ferry, I think.
like I'd say, we go from Paladin's Cove. If we go from Paladin's Cove to Horus, like if we follow the purple line on the map,
Okay.
right? Will we encounter someone who is both able and willing to cure? But now there could be some loophole. Like he could be like willing to do it if we have to run like a whole side quest or whatever. But
I think it's worth a side quest
Yeah.
at this point because we're already on a side quest.
yeah,
Right. So
That would be just completing the side quest, really.
So, in summary, your question is whether you will be able to help Celadus' father if you follow the route that you have laid out.
Specifically
Yes.
cure, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, Celadus, is that your question?
I believe your answer to that question is supposed to be yes. But
I'm just running through anything else that. I
The only
mean,
problem we're gonna get is if it comes up wheel and woe, and then it's like,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
All right. Then, as you think about the question and you transmit that thought into the stone, it begins to fly higher away from your hand and begins to orbit around your head. And as it does, you begin to feel slightly drowsy as you see the sort of flashing light of the amber ellipsoid flying in front of your face, in front of your eyes, sort of flashing with light every time. And you feel for a moment rested. You feel a weight off of your shoulders. You hear the voice, a voice that is not here and no one else can hear. You hear grumbly voice. You can't make the words that they're saying, but you can tell they have a voice around these stones. And they're saying something you can't quite make out. And then you feel the sort of cold caress of wind on your back and your shoulders. You feel cold. You feel sort of the caress of winter in your bones, and you feel your feet sort of soaking wet, and sort of crawls. That sensation crawls up to your knees, and suddenly you feel tired as the stone sort of begins to slow down in front of you. And for everyone else, this happened in just a second, but to Silera, this felt like a couple minutes. And as far as you understand of how this magic went, this is a will and woe situation.
Of course.
well,
Well,
and well.
And
Situation we got.
and on this revelation, in this moment, is where I'm gonna say that's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
And we get to find out what curse
Divination.
you have now too.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I guess we're leaving the Corvus in background for the time being. Alright, I'm gonna end stream, so bye stream!
Bye.
stream.
Whee!
Bye, Strim.
Bye.